Howdy and welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy, and today we're opening up another Universal monster. If you could call him a monster, he's more of a man that you just can't see. So is he really a monster? I suppose he kind of is, because he's really a creep, really, if you think about it. I mean, and who wouldn't be a creep if they had the power of invisibility? Who are we talking about? I mean, the Invisible Man, obviously. This guy right here. So he turns invisible, becomes a bad guy, and he wants power or something like that. I don't really remember. I don't know if I've ever even seen this full movie. I will at some point, but for right now, all I can really remember is other movies that I've seen Invisible Men in, and they're kind of creepy in those movies from what I remember. But I guess without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. And so here we have the packaging for The Invisible Man. H.G. Wells is a fantastic sensation. So this would be the poster that would have come out with the movie back in the day. It's pretty cool paintwork. It looks really cool. You got your scientist, you got the Invisible Man, lady, some other dude. I don't really know every character. This is obviously a picture of the figure itself. It says Invisible Man, Universal Monsters, NECA Real Toys. And then on the back, you got a whole bunch of images of the figure itself as well. So it obviously comes with different heads. As you can see, there's that one there with like a nose and goggles, that one missing the goggles. And there's this one without anything at all. You just decide not to have a head on your figure if you don't want to. Another version of the figure itself right there. Same writing as the other side, I suppose. And then we'll go to the top where it says 17 and up. So no kids allowed. You better be of age. Don't be playing with this. And then on the back, you got some credits. If you want to thank these people, go right ahead. They're like, wow, we made this figure. Thanks for the thanks, man. And then on the inside, because that's what a NECA box does, they open up like this. There's another image of the figure itself. And then here we have the actual figure with the accessories that he comes with. What does he come with? Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. All right, and here we have the Invisible Man, looking very invisible. They did an amazing job, NECA. They really went above and beyond getting the detail on this guy proper. I mean, I can't see him. He's gone. He's as disappeared as Wonder Woman's jet, you could say. I mean, he does have all these accessories, so I suppose I could show them off first. But you know what? Dad joke is done. Here he comes. Here's the Invisible Man. There's the figure itself. Yeah, it was a bad joke, I know. Whatever, I had to do it. So that's the figure itself. I'll show you some of the accessories that he comes with, starting with this little nose, this putty nose of his that he puts on to make himself look human still, look like a man. Not much too much detail. It's just like a orangish skin-toned nose that definitely doesn't look very real, but I think that's the point. He doesn't look like himself anymore, so that's the idea. Then he comes with these goggles as well, which he already has on his person right now, you can see. But if you want to have this with a different version of him with a different face, you can put these goggles on as well. These aren't very stretchy, so I'd be worried about putting these around. They might be a little brittle. I probably won't actually put them on a different face, just because I would be worried about breaking him. Here comes a drink. Is this the elixir that he takes in order to become the Invisible Man? I couldn't tell you, because I don't really remember the movie from what I've seen. But it's a blue drink with a straw in it, and it looks kind of cool. That's what it is. I would assume that is what this is. And then he comes with a bunch of hands. He already has 2 hands on his person right now, like kind of a fisting hands right now. They're all gloves. They're all gloved hands, obviously, because you wouldn't be able to see the hands otherwise. But there's these hands here that are, looking like they're just kind of reaching forward, or just relaxed hands, if you will. And then this one here it looks like it's clasping something. So this is probably going to be the one that is holding the cup, or holding anything else, I suppose. That'd be like a holding one. And he has these different gloves. These are like a dark brown leathery gloves that he comes with. This one is also holding something, and this one is also like reaching out to something. So that's the hands. Then he also comes with a wig, which obviously doesn't actually go on him. It's like he's holding it in his hand. That's what this wig is meant to be. It's not one that you actually put on top of his head. Like you can see, he's got right there, he's got part of a wig sticking out of his wrappings and all that. And then he also comes with this book. his calculations. I guess this is how he discovered the formula to create the invisible formula. Looking cool. Looks like a good book. Anyways, you could use this for other props if you want to. It doesn't have to be just for this Invisible Man prop. You want to put it in another display, go right ahead. It looks really good. And then I'll show you the two heads that it comes with. There's this head here that has none of the extra, like it doesn't have the goggles, doesn't have the nose, doesn't have the mouth or anything like that. So this is like the creepy one where you see into him and you're like, where is your face? The hair poking out the side. So yeah, that's what it kind of looks like. That's part of the movie, what he looks like at some point. And then another point where in the movie where he's kind of like unwrapping, and it looks like almost like a Muppet with a big mouth there, but that's just him unwrapping his wrappings. And obviously you can't see the bottom of his jaw, but you can see the nose that he still has there, the holes for the eyes. Looks cool. I might have this one on him just because I think I like the characteristics of this one. Looks kind of cool. But then I guess there's also the figure itself right here. So we'll look at this. You can look at the face right there. He's got the fake nose, got the goggles on, which don't come off on this one, which is good. He's got the tufts of hair of his wig sticking out, so it looks like he's human. And then I like the coloring of this jacket. It's got like a blue wash with darkness to it. It looks really cool. Really crinkled and creased like a jacket would look. And his gloves, he's got like these beige, brownish, orangey gloves that he must wear in the movie a lot, even though it's in black and white. I suppose that's what they would have made it with. And then these gray pants, similar to the pants that I have for my Casey Jones figure for TMNT. I would say that these are almost identical. Well, maybe not quite. They're not sweatpants. These aren't sweatpants, it looks like. So there you go. They're not exactly the same. But he's got also some shoes on that have a rocker, the ankle rocker there. And yeah, so his articulation's decent. It's not crazy good. Like his arm only goes up that far, and his elbow goes in decent. Like I can bring it in quite a ways. So he can like almost like bring his drink to his face if you want him to. Also pocket square. Look at the pocket square. Pretty good detail there. Look at that. Yeah. And then his head rotates both directions quite well. It only comes up and down a little bit. There's only a little bit of movement because the wrapping kind of gets in the way there. But that's quite fine. He's going to be posed in a certain position and probably never moved again. So yeah, that's the way the figure looks. I suppose there's nothing left to do but to get into some comparisons with some other figures. Oh wait, you know what? Before I do that, I forgot. There's actually 2 more accessories that it comes with. See, you have this little nose down there. Well, it comes with 2 more of these noses because I suppose they figured people are going to lose them. So they gave you 2 extras. They're exactly identical. There's no difference between them. So that is, I'm assuming that is why they gave them, is so that you can be like, hey, he's got this nose that I've lost. Well, here's 2 more. Go ahead and use these noses. Well, that'll do it for looking at this figure by himself. I guess next up, we'll do some comparisons. Stay tuned. So when I was talking earlier on about the Invisible Man being a creep, I don't specifically know if this version of the Invisible Man was a creep. I just know other versions that I have seen have tended to be a creep. And by that, I mean like the Hollow Man version with Kevin Bacon. He was a total creep. He would creep on his neighbor. He creeped on his coworkers. Any chance he could get to like see them naked and whatnot. Just a total creep show. And that movie wasn't that good. So maybe it's not a very good comparison. But one version I did like that wasn't a creep, I would say, is Chevy Chase's version of The Invisible Man and Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Totally underrated movie as far as I'm concerned. I think that movie really holds up today. Some good practical effects. I would suggest watching it. If you haven't seen an Invisible Man movie, check that one out. I really liked it. But before I get into a whole long spiel about other Invisible Men, I should talk about other Universal monsters, and let's do some comparing. So first off, I'll compare him with this guy right here, the big boy, Frankenstein's monster, and you can see he obviously towers over him. This being obviously one of the biggest monsters there is, and this guy being just an average human being. So total makes sense that he's a lot bigger than this guy. And then I'll also throw in this guy right here, the Wolf Man, who is... I think he's average. I think he's probably about the same size, really. But right now in the stance I have him in, he looks smaller. He just has him. I have him crouching like he's gonna jump on somebody. So that's the idea I have him here. And then the last one I'll compare is the Mummy, who is slightly taller. Looks like slightly taller, yeah. but comparable. So again, he's basically an average sized man compared to an average sized man. And they all look really well together. I think that this is a really awesome thing that they're doing, the Universal Monsters by NECA. It's really cool. I'm excited to get more of these figures. I can't wait to get more. I always have a good time posing these guys and putting them in my shelf and making these videos. But let me know. If you like my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave some comments below. I am CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewheres. Go ahead and check me out on another channel that I do as well too with my friends called Wasted Opinions. We're on YouTube where we just talk about movies, video games, TV shows, music, what have you, and the like. Go ahead and check us out there as well. But for right now, that's going to do it for my Invisible Man opening. Check out my next video when I open up another Universal Monster, maybe? Stay tuned. You'll never know. Adios.